And yes, there you have it. Our introduction video for Principles of Scaling. Good morning, everyone. Just to confirm if everyone can hear me clearly, especially to those who are now joining via Zoom, our 18,000 participants. Can you hear me clearly? Kindly send your messages. Good morning sa ating chat box. Just to make sure po if you can hear and see me clearly. Ayan, very active. I think nakapagkape na lahat. All right. So now, before I continue or move further, just a short intro. This is Jeline Desacula, COO of Ripple Kids Educational Services, Inc. Also, CEOInsight's Asia Circle Multiplier, and I'll be your host for today. Now, with this slide, I hope you can see this one, the word execute. So this is our main topic for the second week of July. And just so you're wondering, CEO Insights Executive Series Principles of Scaling, we are now on our second week. Specific theme natin for the month of July is business model, being methodical, and the second week is all about the word execute. All right, now moving on to the next part. Ang dami ko nang sinabi, but to those who are participating or maybe watching us live via Facebook, just a short introduction. We are CEO Insights Asia. And who are we? We are CEOs helping fellow CEOs build lasting companies. And just a short background lang when I started hosting this Principles of Scaling starting last week, I noted na we really do a lot of preparations behind the scenes. Before you can see this byproduct, there are a lot of preparations behind the scenes. And one of those major preparations, I think, is yung content mismo, which is being done by Surfa, yung pag-deliver ng content. And really, a lot of effort, time, and talent are being put into this. So if you're wondering, why are we doing this? So basically, we install this one here. Yes, we install DNA principles that scale organizations. And we help build the institutions for legacy beyond just simply making money. So businesses, all about, of course, we understand it's all about profit. But beyond that, yes, we'd like to accomplish something more. And for today, we would like for everyone, for you to take away at least one key idea that you can immediately apply. Hindi lang yung parang after this, you felt good, you learned something, but we really aim that you can be able to apply at least one key idea or principle from today's Principles of Scaling. Yes. All right. Now, moving on to the next part is just a short info again. For the month of July, business model is the main theme, and focusing on being methodical, obsessing in performance, immersing in details, living in ideas. All right. And on to the next part. Yes, this is the summary of our weekly topics. Week 1, experiment. Week 2, this time, today, execute. Week 3, examine. Week 4, explore. Week 5, experience. And dagdagan ko lang yan with all those words starting with letter E. I'm very excited. So it's really, everything is really exciting here. Especially, lalo na yung naka-highlight dyan na person, I think everyone knows, Surfa. Yes. Siya yung magde-deliver ng patawag siya bigla. Okay. Now, yes, before we move on to the next part, some announcements. First and foremost in our list of announcements is The event that happened last June 30 na umabot ng July 1. Namunti ka na umabot ng July 2. Tama ba? Yes, the CEO meetup that happened in Tagaytay last June 30. And we're really happy to meet everyone. And to those who, unfortunately, were not able to join, next time, meron pang mga ganyan. I believe the core group or Surfa and the rest of the team cooking up something for everyone. Yes, so first on our announcements is that one. Next is our circle meetings. Ayan. Oh, before pala that one, just a sneak peek muna of our CEO meetup. Is it playing? Okay. There you have it. Okay, nag-enjoy ako masyado pa kakapanood. But napakaganda ng video. Yes, napakaganda ng video, no? If napansin niyo, umuulan-ulan pa, overflowing talaga lahat. Malakas ang ulan pero overflowing yung energy ng lahat. Yes, anyway, that's one of the announcement, the event that happened last time. Now, on to this part is our circle meetings happening simultaneously every Tuesday at 11 a.m. So examples lang ito. Aside from them, we have other circle multipliers facilitating different circle meetings. May iba-iba din pala na iba yung schedule. So it so happens. And the highlighting one of the circle meetings onto the next slide is, yes, the circle meeting being facilitated by Mr. Anthony Noni Talampas, founder and the chief consultant of Bedrock Leadership Management and Consultancy. And to know more about his experience, let's watch this video.
Hello there! Noni Talampas here, founder and chief consultant of Bedrock Leadership and Management Consultancy. Sabi nga ni John Maxwell, everything rises and falls on leadership. And I will connect that to the greatest value I got when I first attended the circle meeting of the CEOInsight Asia. And that is the opportunity to listen and hear to the stories, insights, input of my fellow CEOs and leaders. And in the process, I get to expand and improve my own personal perspective. And I believe with that, it will create an impact in how I practice my own leadership and how I run my own business. And the additional impact or value that you can get sa pag-attend ng ating mga meetings in CIA is that you will have an immediate, safe, productive environment or community of leaders that you can turn to if you have questions or you need to consult with some experts in the room, and even to avail of the services that we provide in the community. Kaya huwag na mag-atubili, attend na ng ating mga meetings. We have our regular circle meetings every Tuesday at 11 a.m. We also have our principles of scaling every Friday at 10 a.m. For the regular members of CEOInsight Asia, keep on attending and engaging and adding value to the meetings. And for those who are planning to join na! Let's go and take advantage of this ecosystem of leaders that can really help you become a better leader and in the process can positively impact the growth of your business and in handling, leading your own organization. I'll see you in the next meetings of CEOInsight Asia. Have a good day.
Ayan, thank you so much, Sir Noni, for that sharing of your experience about CEOInsight Asia. Now, if for our regular members, familiar na sila, but to those who are new to CEOInsight Asia, watching us live via Facebook, if you are curious, if you'd like to join, see for yourself, we invite everyone. We do have, I think, shared na sa ating comment section ng Facebook Live yung sign-up form. Just accomplish it. I think it's a 3 to 5 minute fill-out sign-up form that you can accomplish. And then just wait for a text message or someone to contact you. And then you can start with circle meetings na. Yes, again, and to those regular members na din, 27,000 regular members who are now in Zoom, baka may kilala kayo na you really believe who will gain value and who can also add value to this ecosystem. Feel free to also share our sign-up link. All right, now before I continue, medyo mag-highlight lang akong 1 point sa na-share ni Sir Noni kanina. He shared something about a circle of CEOs you can turn to. and it's really true. Really, you will really meet a lot of business leaders, CEOs in different industries here in this ecosystem, and who knows what will it will lead to in the future, business transactions or consultancy, we don't know. So anyway, a lot of opportunities, endless opportunities talaga. So we're really encouraging everyone to interact, engage, and join to regular events that we have. First is our circle meetings happening every Tuesday, and our principles of scaling, this one. All right, now on to the last announcement for this part is all about our certified executive partner program or executive partner certification program. So not sure if first time ba narinig ito this time or medyo narinig na before. So just an overview. Basically, it is a certification for your business coming from CEO Insights Asia, saying that or certifying that your business is DNA driven to build more trust for your potential partners and clients. So you basically, the idea is your business carries what CEO Insights Asia stands for or represents. It's like having a badge that you are vouched by CEO Insights Asia, so your potential partners and clients will feel more comfortable dealing with your company. So if you are in the e-commerce industry, it's like being an Alibaba trusted supplier if you're familiar. So yun po, yun yung pinaka-overview niyan. So yes, more about that one in the succeeding events. Now, yes, I think it's about time that we welcome our faculty for today. So on to the next part is short overview muna. Again, we will talk about the topic execute. July, business model, ang main theme, and focusing on being methodical. And for this principles of scaling, we expect that you, all the participants, will install one practice, not just any kind of practice, but one critical activity that you can accomplish this week. Something that you can apply right away. So yun yung pinaka expectation natin from everyone. You're spending 1 hour, almost 1 hour of your time. So why not really gain something from this event, right? Okay, now without further delay, it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you our faculty for today. One of the founders and the executive advisor of CEO Insights Asia. And for me personally, he is one of the most well-read persons I know. He's very generous with his time. He really adds value to people he connects with. And I must say, he is the kilabot ng CEO sa circle natin dito sa CEO Insights Asia. And we simply call him Surfa. So without further delay, my honor and privilege to introduce to you Mr. Florentino A. Hernando.
All right. Thank you, Jeline. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Happy Friday sa inyong lahat. Isang shout out naman dyan. Isang good morning naman. Paki-chat dyan. If you're on Facebook, kindly chat it down. If you're in the chat, in the Zoom, yan, good morning. Para may engagement naman tayo. Grabe yung host natin talaga. No? Salamat. The COO of Ripple Kids. So let's get it on. Thank you so much for joining us and spending your Friday morning with us. So, formally introducing myself once again, my name is Florentino A. Hernando, or my colleagues call me by my initials, which is FA. Yan. All right. I'm one of the founders and the executive advisor of CEO Insights Asia, and our purpose in this ecosystem is infusing ideas that build lasting companies. So tayo ay nandito para sama-sama nating aralin paano ba natin maitataguyod, o diba, lalim, ma-establish ang ating businesses that we can transfer to our children, our children's children, and to the next generation. Yan ang dahilan bakit tayo every Friday nag-uusap at every Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Monday nasa circles with fellow CEOs. That's what we're trying to learn here. Okay, so a quick shout out lang naman dun sa ating sa ating event na nangyari last June 30. Doon sa mga nag-sign up at hindi nakasama, well, problema nyo yun. Alright? So doon sa mga nagme-message sa atin na when's the next event, well, stay tuned na lang tayo. Alright? So we had a great time. I want to shout out, syempre, si Diane and Princess of Sellers Hub. Ayan, na nag-organize no? Grabe, ang saya. It was June 30 nag-transition to July 1, tapos may principles of scaling pa no, para mga hindi puyat, high na high pa rin. Anyway, another shout out kay Ate Aida of Sellers Hub also. Naalagang-alaga ako, grabe naman. Sobra. Kahit ano, daming pagkain doon, and every time na I need coffee, 'di ba? She's there to assist. Yan. And last but not the least, gusto kong i-highlight, pag-uwi ko kasi rito, sabi ni Tidoy, sabi niya, "Dad, pumayat ka." Sabi, kasi siguro kala niya pagod. Ang sagot ko lang, well, sa dami ba naman ng coffee cleanse na nainom Gron ng produkto ng Sellers Hub? Yan, available yan sa Shopee. Sorry, na-plug ko pa, hindi kasama sa script yun. Anyway, coffee cleanse, buy it, available Shopee, Lazada. Ayan. So agendas, tama na yung mga natin, gulo-gulo natin. Okay, ano ba pag-uusapan natin this week? We're going to do a conversation starter. And then after that, we'll define what multitasking means para align tayo. Then we'll throw in some facts and figures. Ayan. Ano ba ang multitasking? Is it really multitasking? Are we really productive when we do that? And what's the danger of having multitasking when it comes to business model? Pag-uusapan natin yan in the next 40 minutes. Yan. The myth of multitasking. Parang unicorn yan, di ba? The mythical creature. Yan. And then we'll do a case study. One of my favorite case studies, the making of a legend. And then we'll talk about focus, why it matters, and then we'll get practical. Ayan. So, tanong, ready na ba kayo? If you are ready, please type I am ready and then your company name para naman i-represent nyo kung ano ang company nyo. Ayan, di ba? So, chat it down. I am ready, Sellers Hub. Ayan. I am ready, Ripple Kids. I am ready, Pogcorp. Oy, dito si Jerome. Yan. I am ready, Coach Ron is here. Unlock Strengths. Lay Bear live nandito. Yan. Sige, dun sa rest, bahala kayo sa buhay nyo. Okay. Alright, so conversation starter muna tayo. Let's do a conversation. I believe si Jeline ang sasagot nito, no? Let's ask this. And para dun sa mga participants natin, the 28,000 participants, please chat about your point of view and the perspective about multitasking para may idea tayo, and then Jeline will answer. Sige ma'am, floor's yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Fa. I really like this question. What is your belief or point of view about multitasking? I believe this is counterintuitive. Kasi when we see the word multi, feeling natin very advantageous palagi siya. So for me, my main belief here is we always think multitasking can be good, but I think it deprives us of our focus. So yun po muna, Sir Fa, and I think more from you. I'm really excited about your topic. Thank you.
Sige, thank you so much, our host. Oh, I am ready, evidence. I am ready, ageless beauty. Diba? Si Comizen, nandito ang daming Comizenians na nagsa-sign up sa circle. Diba? Pasensya na ha, mamaya may babanggitin ako dyan. Alright, so I'll share my thoughts about multitasking, but before that, let's do a quick recap para dun sa mga nakamiss ng last week's session. Hindi pa ata uploaded sa YouTube yung ating video, so bahala na si Frank doon, ang ating director of Principles of Scaling, but you can watch the replay sa YouTube, sa page natin sa CEOInsight Asia. So let's do a quick recap. Last week, we talked about experimentation of business model, and we did the very quick history of the internet. And then the internet bubble that burst and lost the US trillions of dollars worth of investment in dot-coms, which is called dot-bombs. Diba? Kasi nung time na yon, around 90s, early 90s o mid-1990s, medyo nag-converge na yung tatlong factor, yung commercialization of the internet. Everybody is now using the internet. It was kumbaga nagiging masa na yung internet. Bull market, so maraming pera, cheap ang lend or manghiram para ipang-invest. And then the dot-com, yan, everybody was looking for the next big thing. So ang nangyari, because of the not the wisdom of the crowd, but the folly or the stupidity of the crowd, may mga tao na basta may mga investors out of fear of missing out, and then halo na yung corporate greed, yung lucky mentality, na anything na may .com, i-investan nila kahit wala pang produkto, wala pang profit, wala pang track record, basta may .com na pangalan, may .com yung pangalan, invest natin yan. Now looking now with the situation we're in, looking back, parang that was stupid, di ba? Wala pa nga, it's like someone comes to you and tells you, magtatayo ako ng sasakyan or ng kotse na dadaigin pa ang Tesla. Di ba? Mag-invest ka sa akin. So wala pang kumpanya, wala pang produkto, wala pang anything, nag-invest naman doon, di ba? So that's what happened. So imagine maraming ganon. Di ba? So nung hindi na-deliver yung dapat, kasi wala kang track record eh. Di ba? The economy was deeply affected. Okay, so it's called the dot bomb, and its summary is basically investing ridiculously on promises and not on proven track record. Diba? We always say here in our ecosystem, diba, we listen to what people say, but we believe what they do, because to see is to believe. Anyone can promise you the heaven and earth, pero ang tanong, may track record ba yan? Diba? So doon tayo sa proven track record. All right. So what we talk about business model, was a definition of business model. It's the way an institution is organized to make money. Yan ang summary ng business model. So alisin na natin yung business jargon. And why it matters, because number one, it's a playbook. If we have a business model, very efficient tayo. Mabilis ang execution. Kasi malinaw na eh. This is how we make money as a company. So also, it's scalable. Kasi documented yan, it's a process. So meaning, hindi nakadepende sa isang tao. And if we want to build lasting companies, our companies to become great without us, we need to have a solid process. We need to have a solid business model. And last but not the least, it's a proof. Meaning, it's a proof of concept when people pay us. Diba? Kahit pag gano'ng kagandang idea natin, ang patunay na talagang it's working is when people give us money. Diba? At the end of the day, kahit paano sabihin ko rito, if you're not paying me anything, then wala rin, di ba? Hindi ano yun. It's not the proof. If you're not attending, you're not participating here, di ba? It's not working. No? So hindi ko pwedeng pagpilitan yon. I need to pivot and change the strategy. It goes the same with your businesses. Di ba? At the end of the day, market is king. Kahit pag gaano kaganda sabihin natin yung produkto natin o serbisyo natin o yung kumpanya natin, ang tanong, binibili ba ng customer natin? So that is the reason why we need to have a business model. So the fastest way to kill your business, itong tatlo. Diba? Be with the wrong people. Yan, napakabilis niyan. Diba? Ang dami ng startup breakups. Been there, done that. Diba? Just recently got off one. Diba? So yan, starting with the wrong people. We don't want that. Having no business model. And then scale prematurely. I'll share something about scaling prematurely later. Yan ang pinakamabilis na paraan para mabankrupt tayo. Yan, gawin natin yung tatlong yan. Okay? So, the good to great concept, how do you transition from good to great? It's we call the hedgehog concept. Again, overview lang to ha. Kasi I expect that you watch the previous video, di ba? Kawawa naman yung mga naggusto ng makinig dito ng bagong lesson. Ayan. So this the hedgehog concept is the concept, the intersection of three concentric circles, di ba? It's what you love to do. If you're gonna build a business model, it has to be based on three things. It's something that you love to do. Di ba? It's something na hindi ka na kailangang sabihan. Medyo kinakabahan ako rito sa papasok ha. Hindi maganda yung pangalan. So, di ba? Anyway, so alam niyo naman tayo, medyo famous na tayo, may mga nagtotroll na sa atin. So anyway, going back, passion is what you love to do. And how do you know if it's your passion? Even if no one is paying you, you'll keep on doing it. Diba? I mean, kami rito, as I've mentioned, the operators, sila RD, sila Direct Frank, sila Jeline, sila Chris, yeah, and the previous team. Ako, I'm not paid to do this. I don't get a cent to do every Friday doing this. And yung paglilid ng circles kami, we don't get paid to do this. It's because of our passion. That's why we do this. Kaya ino-honor na natin yung mga passion na yon. So yung mga nagsa-sign up at no-show, well, di ba, doon kayo sa waitlist. Yung iba nasa blacklist. Di ba? Okay. Anyway, passion. Ayan. Sorry, ayan. Medyo tricky. Yes. Passion, what you love to do. Second, it's performance. What you can be the best at. Something that you're good at. Okay? If you're passionate about something and you're not good at that, it's called a hobby. Diba? Because no one will pay you to do that. Kasi hindi ka naman magaling dun eh. Diba? So, hindi po pwedeng passion lang. Hindi pwedeng puso lang. Kailangan mahusay din tayo ron. Natural God-given skill set. At the same time, hindi rin pwedeng magaling lang tayo ron. Hindi naman natin gusto. Tawag doon, curse of success. Diba? Kasi grabe, hate na hate mo yung isang bagay pero ang galing mo ron. Sakit sa ulo. Diba? Yes, if you're still with me, please type relate para alam kong nandyan pa kayo. Ayan, baka nagsasalita na lang. Ayan, salamat. Ayan. Okay, thank you. Okay, the next one is profitability. You have to have a way, you have to find a way to make money out of the out of the business model. Kasi mahirap. You love what you do, you're good at that, but you don't know how to make money out of it. Hindi sustainable. Hindi business 'yon, 'di ba? Hindi magiging business, sustainable business. So kailangan mag-match yung tatlo. All right, sige. So, now we'll talk about execute. I still have 30 minutes. Ayan. Sige. So, let's define multitasking. Ano ba multitasking? Okay? Multitasking is the performance of more than one task at the same time. It's actually something that we lifted from the computer world, yung multitask. It talks about an operating system na nagra-run ng dalawang program. But the tricky part here is hindi yun talaga sabay. The truth is, nagsuswitch yon. But dahil computer nga ito, sobrang bilis, hindi natin napapansin na nagsuswitch yon. Right? So it's something that we applied or we lifted from the computer world and we try to apply as human beings. And, di ba, obviously, hindi naman tayo computer di ba? Our brain has limited capacity. So, hindi siya talaga effective. And it's not just me, don't listen to me. Di ba? Listen to what the data says. So, let's be clear muna para malinaw tayo what multitasking is not and what multitasking is. Okay? So, what multitasking is not is reading while you're traveling on a plane. Di ba? Nagtatravel ako, habang nagtatravel ako, nagbabasa ako. That's not multitasking. Okay? Also, you're talking while you're using the microwave. Nag-init ka ng food, di ba? At hinihintay mong matapos, you're talking to someone. That's not multitasking. Or the third one, you're cleaning the toilet at habang naglilinis ka ng comfort room, hinihintay mong mapuno yung tubig, yung timba ng tubig, di ba? Which reminds me, kailangan ko pala maglinis ng toilet mamaya, di ba? Ayan. Kasi ang aking asawa na pinakamamahal ko ay hindi makagalaw. Manganganak na siya next month. Mommy, I love you. Dumaan yung asawa ko. Ayan. At gising na ang aking daughter. Good morning, darling. Alright. Sige. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So this is not multitasking. And I'll explain later what does that mean. Okay. Multitasking is texting while driving. Yan ang multitasking kasi you're trying to drive while you're texting something. Diba? Parang you're using your brain on two tasks. Okay? The other one is you're cooking something, nagpiprito tayo habang may kausap tayo sa telepono. That's multitasking. And last but not least, you're watching television habang nakikinig ka sa principles of scaling. Yan, multitasking yan. Alright? Kasi yung isa, you're not multitasking, you're shifting your focus while you're flying, while you're on air, you're focusing on your reading. While you're waiting for the microwave na matapos, you're focusing on having a conversation. While you're cleaning or fixing something, you're waiting for the water na mapuno, yung balde na mapuno. Okay? Multitasking is you're trying to do two things at the same time. Yes, please type multitasking if naintindihan yung konsepto na gusto kong i-share. Para alam kong align tayo. Ayan, salamat sa ating mga the newlyweds. Diba? Ayan. Okay. So, here's the key. Okay? Here's the old adage na sinasabi, if you chase two rabbits, both of them will escape. Okay? So, it's not really productive to multitask. Okay? And malinaw na sa atin ano yung ibig sabihin natin ng multitasking. Diba? So, multitasking, and again, let's throw in some facts. This is what the data says. The estimated cost of interruptions to the American economy is nearly $650 billion a year. Please type, is this a big amount or a small amount? Big or small? Paki-chat it down. Okay? It's a stupid question, I know. But please chat it down. Yeah, it's big. Imagine because nadi-distract, nagmumultitask. That's the losses. And later we'll discover why. Bakit ganyan ang losses, no? And it's because of our brain is only capable of accomplishing one thing at a time. one thing excellently at a time. It says here, multitasking. This is, by the way, the estimated is from Harvard Business Review. I forgot the specific, but you can search at that, yung journal na yon. This is from John Medina's Brain Rules. One of the best books I read about brain, no? Yung brain natin. Yan. Multitasking causes 10% drop in IQ. Bakit? Kasi, again, when you're multitasking, you're trying to do two things at once, na bumibilis mag-degenerate yung brain. Kasi hindi naman, the brain is not designed to function simultaneously, to focus on two things simultaneously. Diba? It's like your car. It's not supposed to fly. Diba? It's not designed to fly. So when you try to make it fly, nagde-degenerate yung brain natin. Nasisira yung sasakyan natin, nagde-degenerate yung brain natin because it's not designed that way. So it says here, studies show that human brain can handle more than one task at a time. Even though we think we're multitasking, our brains are actually switching rapidly between tasks. Hey, what else? Only 2.5%. And ako na magsasabi sa'yo, hindi ako kasama doon sa 2.5% na population that people can actually process tasks simultaneously. Hindi ako kasama dyan. And I'm very certain na marami sa atin dito ay hindi rin kayang gawin ang pag-multitask. So, multitasking leads to as much as 40% drop in productivity. That's almost half. So imagine, because of multitasking, we have staff, we have associates, we're paying them full amount of money, diba? Tapos, their productivity is only 60%. We're not, nawawala yung halos kalahati nung binabayaran natin because of multitasking. Diba? Sayang, diba? So it's not really, and if you work with me, you know this, diba? Hindi tayo generalist. We're specialists. That's why we have scorecards. Yan. So, malalaman yung scorecards as we move along in our journey in building our company into great enterprise. So, sabi dito, in a study of Microsoft employees, workers took on average 15 minutes of lost time to get back to intense mental task, like writing reports or computer code after responding to an email or instant message. Imagine that 15 minutes i-reboot natin uli yung brain natin pag in doing something, and in the world we're in, brain power is the key, 'di ba? Hindi na po pwede ang sa atin yung hands lang. No, we need to have brain power, yung strategic operations na tayo. Hindi na tayo parang bahala ka na diyan, basta gawin mo 'to, huwag ka na mag-isip. It doesn't work that way anymore. Okay? So imagine the losses na na-experience natin because of sumagot ng email, or nag-text, nagbasa ng message, or nagbasa ng Facebook. Ayan, di ba? Ayan. Okay, so it actually takes more time to get things done when you try to multitask. Counterintuitive, kagaya ng binanggit ni Jill kanina, di ba? People who are interrupted and therefore have to switch their attention back and forth take 50% longer. My goodness, isang araw lang, di ba, kailangan. Pero dahil ang daming hanes sa buhay, ang daming ginagawa or trying to do a lot of things, it takes them 50% longer. So yan. So this is for us, no? Sa fact sa atin tong lahat. So far, so good. Learning something new. Please type, I am learning, if you are getting something new from this session. Kinakaya. Ayan, kinakaya daw mag-multitask. Ayan, sige. Multitaskers make up. Ito pa yung masakit doon. Hindi na nga productive. 50 kalahati pa ng trabaho, palpak. Diba? Falfak. Nako! Ulit-uli. Gastos. Diba? Inefficiency. Ayan. So, multitaskers are prone to error, and half pa. Diba? So, here's what Office Depot discovered when they did the study in Scaling Up Excellence, written by, kaya pakalimutan ko, Rob, sabihin ko mamaya pag naalala ko. Anyway, yeah, Scaling Up Excellence. Sabi niya rito, the more tasks people do, the worse they perform at each one. si Gino, relate. Ayan, di ba? Ayan. So, the more tasks people do, the worse they perform at each one. Hindi ko maalala, Rob. Basta isipin ko ulit siya. Okay. So, nang tanong, the data says multitasking is inefficient, is ineffective, is actually we're worse after doing it. Why are we still doing it? Or why is it na marami pa rin ang nagmo-multitask, or at least they're trying to? Diba? Bakit kaya? Ano ba ang myth? Well, number one, I'll give you 3 reasons. Number one, kaya maraming tao ang nagpipilit pa rin mag-multitask kasi kasalanan natin yun. Kasalanan ni BK yun, ni Dayan, ayan, di ba? Kasalanan ni Jean, kasalanan ni Frank, kasalanan ni RD. Paano ba naman mag-hire? Must be able to multitask. Di ba? Ayan, kasalanan ko to. Ayan, kasalanan ni Chris, ni Mel. Ayan. Because we expect people to multitask. Kaya maraming nagmo-multitask. Again, the team is who the leader is. That's one. The second is erroneous thinking. Because people think that being busy automatically means being productive. Yes, hindi po totoo yun. Pwede kang maging busy pero wala namang sense yung ginagawa natin. Rest, activity doesn't mean accomplishment. Yes, pakitype nga doon, activity doesn't mean accomplishment. Yeah, just because people are doing a lot of things doesn't mean we're very productive. Okay, so that's a mentality. Okay, the third one, yan, enabled by technology. Kasalanan din naman ng technology. The world we live in, ang hirap hindi mag-multitask. Diba? So those are the things that's happening right now, or that's why we are somehow inclined to multitask. Yes, learning something. Happy, please type, I'm learning something. If you're still there. May kwento ako sa'yo mamaya. Ay, gusto ko yan. Farites lang May mga kwentuhan tayo. Ayan, mga side stories na yan. Okay, sige. So, now, let's relate it. Okay, alam na natin ang multitask. Ang dami ng data has proven or has shown us that it's not working. How does this apply now to our business or our business model? Okay, in business model, multitasking, it means premature scaling. Okay, we're scaling or we're expanding when we're not yet ready. Yan. So here's the thing, here's what I share to startup founders. Okay, most companies die not out of starvation, lack of opportunities, walang customers. No, you're good Kaya nga kayo nandito You're really good at what you do. Kaya lang, most companies die is not because you lack of opportunities, it's because sa sobrang dami ng opportunity, kinuha lahat na impatso, na bulunan. You see, if you look at the list of bankruptcies, many bankruptcies happen right after they hit record sales. Because they overreached. Yan. So that's something that you need to be wary of. Startup, you're all CEOs, you're all business leaders. Okay, expanding when you're not yet ready. Okay, that's premature scaling. Most companies die not out of starvation, hindi dahil nagutom. If you're here and you're applying the principles, you will grow. Okay, ang tanong, you will grow. Ang challenge lang doon is not the discipline to do things, but it's the discipline to say no to things. Yan. Kaya nabulunan, kaya na-impatcho kasi hindi na fully go. Ayan, may plug, di ba? Kaya kailangan natin mag-fully go lagi. Sorry na, wala si Mel ngayon. Kailangan ko lang ma-plug yun. Kaya mag-fully go tayo. Ayoko na talaga. Okay, joke lang. Okay, so the hidden curse of success. Not all success are good. Okay? There's a hidden curse to that. Because number one, when we're successful, it opens more doors. Tama? Yan. So it opens more doors. So that's the challenge. And when it opens more doors, the second curse that success brings, it's addictive because it is intoxicating. When we hit our target, we feel, I feel invincible. Diba? I can take on anything. I can do everything and anything. No one can stop me. Because of success. Now, here's that combination is actually dangerous. It's deadly. Kasi ang intoxicated person, they don't think straight. Diba? Pag lasing tayo, pag high tayo, diba? We don't think straight. We make decisions not out of discipline, but out of emotion. And if you're scaling your company, discipline to do things that are required, even though we don't feel like doing it, and discipline to say no to things that will remove us or distract us from our headshot, our business model. Relate ba Can you say, can you type relate para doon sa mga Facebook na nanonood sa atin? Please type relate if you can relate. At yung mga nasa Facebook, pwede na kayong mag-join. Diba? Ayan. Thank you. Yes? Diba? That combination is deadly. It opens more doors and it's intoxicating. It makes us feel invincible. In fact, here at CEOInsight Asia ecosystem, you will learn this na the moment you hit your target, that's the moment that you should be much more paranoid. Okay? Kasi that's the moment that you need to be much more careful. Kasi you don't want to overreach. Yes? Okay. So let's do a case study. How does this apply the power of focus in an organization? Okay, this is the making of a legend. In the year 2000, Fortune magazine named this guy the manager of the century. His name is Jack Welch. He is the former CEO, chairman and CEO of General Electric, and he is one of our mentors of mine from a distance. You see here is 50% Jack Welch. Okay, and 45% Steve Jobs and 5% anything else. Ayan, so his name is Jack Welch. He's a very controversial CEO. He's a rock star CEO. A lot of people follow him, and there are criticisms, of course. If you're a leader, you'll be criticized. So you have to be okay with that. So yun, hindi tayo people pleaser as CEO because we're gonna make decisions that will piss people off. And we have to be okay with that. Hindi pwedeng insecure na leader. If you want to be leader and you be insecure, nako, hindi ka tatagal. Yeah, hindi ka tatagal dito. Okay, anyway, so question, why was he named manager of the century? Because he transformed General Electric from its market valuation when he started in 1980 that has 14 billion into 410 billion in 20 years. Magaling to si Jack Welch. Okay, and how did he do that? Later, I will share that. But what influenced him the most is this guy. His name is Peter Drucker. At narinig nyo sa akin yan. I referenced him in a previous session. And he's the father of modern management. And ang ginawa ni Jack Welch by that time, when he became CEO, he built the Crotonville, yung learning academy, and he brought the leaders niya. No? He's very empowering. He brought his leaders at kumukuha siya ng mga magagaling na faculty. Pinapa-speak niya yung mga magagaling na like si Peter Drucker, sila Jim Collins, he invites him to become part of the faculty and then teaches the entire team. Okay? He is the ultimate genius maker. In fact, ang daming CEO ngayon sa US, or well, in his time, ang daming CEO na galing sa GE, alumni ng GE. There was a banker or there was a CEO said, if I want money, I go to a bank. If I want a leader, a CEO, I go to GE. There was a time when ganun yung reputation ng General Electric. Anyway, so Peter Drucker, he invited him. And then Peter Drucker, having that conversation with the executive team, just asked 2 questions. Sabi niya kay Jack Welch, if you weren't already in this business, would you enter it today? And if the answer is no, what are you going to do about it? 2 questions. He just whispered into the ear of Jack Welch. And it's amazing. Until now, I still find it amazing how a mentor can change your life by just asking 2 questions in a matter of 30 seconds. But because of that 2-question part, and that's why you can see me, I'm patterning myself to him. Nagiging ganyan ang direction ko. Okay. He decided to, sabi ni Jack Welch, okay, this is what we're going to do. During that time, ang daming business ng GE. Sabi niya, eto mga business natin, we're just going to pick number 1 or number 2. Okay? And then in a separate conversation, sabi niya nga, if I had my way, number 1 lang pipiliin ko. So if your business is not number 1 or number 2 in the market they're in, we're going to fix, we're going to close, or we're going to sell it. That's it. Yun lang ang barometer. And because of that, he shut down a lot of businesses. He sold GEs, talagang dinivest niya yung mga businesses, mga companies, and then he focused on the number 1 and the number 2 businesses. Yung pinagbentahan at pag sinarado na kasi wala nang gustong bumili, di ba? We fix it, we make it number 1, we close it kasi walang gustong bumili, or we sell it, whatever the case may be, kung ano yung funds, yung resources na nakuha nila, they use that to amplify yung already strong, yung number 1 and number 2. He was criticized by this, sure, but again, the market valuation, he made a lot of people rich. A lot of shareholders rich because of what he did. Diba? And then they separate ways. Some find jobs and different companies. They became CEO to different companies. Diba? But the point is, he focused on the number one and number two. Nag-hedgehog siya. Okay? Right. He played the Pareto principle. You'll keep hearing that here. No? And the Pareto principle is 20%, also known as the 80-20 rule, maintaining that 80% of your outcome from a given situation is 20% of the input. This is the law of the critical few. The law of the vital few. Lahat ng gagawin natin, you will look at it. There's that tiny percentage, okay, that if you do this, ang laki ng effect niya. Okay, you focus on this one. You focus your 80% effort to this 20% activity because this 20% activity yields 80% of the result. So far, so good. Please type Pareto principle if you are still connected with this engagement. Ayan, salamat kay Angel. Ayan, 20. So how does this look like? In your products, look at the 20%, ang pinaka-profitable dyan. Okay? Of course, it's exactly 20%, but you will see the vital few dyan. In your team, di ba? 20% dyan ang hataw, 80% dyan ang okay. But there are that 20 irreplaceable 20 na if tututukan ko to, ang laki ng yield neto sa akin. In your activities, in your CEO, what's my 20% time? It's the CEO time, the 15 to 20 minutes where I prepare for my day. That gives me 80% results. Yeah. So I write down all the things. Okay. Sige. So why it matters, we'll just speed it up. Yan. So tatlong bagay lang because it activates simplicity. Okay. If we focus on the 20%, there are three words I love. The first one is grace. Yan, because everything I have here is grace, biyaya ng Diyos yan. I don't deserve any of this. It's just given to me. And that's why I named our daughter Grace. Yung son namin, there's a grace portion in that. So that's my first favorite word. The second is simplify. And I hate complex things. If you look at Yuki, yung sasakyan ko, sa likod niyan, meron ako guys, simplify. Okay, the third is a recent word I learned. It's a Haudenosaunee. Okay, it's a native tribe. I shared about this I think 2 weeks ago in Prepare. Okay, and Haudenosaunee is a native tribe. They talk about the 7th generation principle, and it says there that what we do right now should build a greater or better world 7 generations down. So yun yung perspective nila. They look at long term. Anyway, so that's a different conversation. But for me, simplify. Okay, if we focus, it simplifies things. We know what to do, and we know what not to do. The second, because it's simple, it accelerates execution. It's all about execution. Talk is cheap. Daming magsasabi na ganito, ganyan, but at the end of the day, it's how you execute. Diba? So when it's simple, it's easier to execute. And because we execute, it amplifies performance. Diba? So simplify. Diba? Simplify, execute, and perform. Okay. So there's a book it's entitled Great at Work by Morten Hansen. And ang pinaka-takeaway ko dyan is this phrase, and you will see me functioning like this. Do less than obsess. Okay. Find that 20% and obsess about how to deliver it excellently. Do less than obsess. Okay. All right. So, ito yung pinaka-practice na gusto kong i-take home ninyo. Baka mag-extend ako ng konti. I hope that's okay. You can, don't leave. sayang to. Andito na tayo sa exciting part. Okay, so the focus activity habit or FA. Ayan, so hindi nyo na talaga makakalimutan to. Okay, what is the focus activity habit? Ito yung gusto kong i-install ninyo. Okay, it's the regular practice of strategically identifying and executing one high-value accomplishment that you believe will bring you closer to your goal. Okay? So this is the regular practice. It's a habit that you do every week on a regular basis na you're strategically identifying, you're analyzing. Okay, I call this a CEO time. You're assessing, ano ba ang isang bagay na kailangan kong matapos ngayong linggong to na pag na-execute ko, it will bring me closer to my goal. Okay? Ang dami ko nang gagawin, sure. Pero pag ito, nagawa ko lang tong isang to, ang laki ng improvement ko. Ano yun? Okay? You need to identify that. So let's get practical. How do you do that? The first one is assess. Dito papasok yung business review. You have to know your numbers. Okay? So what's your target for the week? Diba? What's your target goal for the month? Break it down into 4 because there are 4 weeks. So every week you assess. This is the business review na pinag-usapan natin. Assess, what's our score for this week? Okay, after that assessing, ask yourself, diba, given my role, what one critical activity accelerates the achievement of the target? So given my role as CEO, given my role as executive team, given my role as marketing operations, whatever, diba? Ano yung kailangan isang bagay na nagagawin ko ngayong linggong to? Pag na-execute ko to, it will accelerate, mapapabilis yung pag-accomplish ko ng target. What would that be? You keep asking that on a regular basis. Okay? At least once a week. Right? So, after asking that, I'll show you mine. This is my dailies. So, nakalagay dyan yung companies I'm working with and some are not there, but syempre, this is the companies you know. Okay? I write down one thing, that are critical. Okay? And then this is the question I ask. Medyo hindi ako normal eh. What do I need to do next to build an enduring great company? And then I'm gonna write it down in VNT format. If you don't know VNT, you need to hang out more here at CEOInsight Asia. Verb, number, timeline. What do I need to do next to build an enduring great company? And then after asking ourselves that, write it down on your CEO time. Okay? And then last is act. Of course, obviously, you have to execute. There's pointless, diba? Nagsulat ka, tapos hindi mo naman ginawa. Okay, so this is the flywheel. Assess. After reviewing the numbers, you ask yourself, what do I need to do this week that will help me achieve my weekly goal? If there's one thing na kailangan ko lang gawin, ano yun? And last is act on it and then assess. So that's the flywheel. Yes, please type yes. If you are still connected, mag-extend ako ng 3 minutes. I hope that's okay. Yes, thank you so much. Ayan. For the Facebook viewers, well, paano na kayo sa buhay nyo? Okay, malaki na kayo. Okay, in closing, I will close with this one. So, we're all about obsessing in performance. Yan. We're the obsessives here, a word that Kobe Bryant uses. Sabi niya na anything that does not help me become a better basketball player, I'm not gonna do it. That's why I'm not doing golf. I'm not hanging out with people who don't help me become better basketball player. He's obsessed in getting better in terms of basketball, that even in his last day, he was about to go to another basketball activity. So ganun tayo dito. When we're talking about our companies, we're obsessing in making sure that our company performs. Yan. So with that, I want to share, kahapon sa Circle, we had our multiplier mastermind led by Mel Medrano, CEO of Gramworth and Foligo. Ayan. And when we started the multiplier mastermind, we were just about 5 people. That was 4 months ago. And we were trying to invite more people dito sa CEOInsight Asia. And then sabi nga namin, we were around nasa 15 na kami noon. We're targeting na maging 15-15, we're targeting na maging parang 50 by May, I think, or April. And then sabi ko, if you will just invite one more, we're going to be 30. And then you invite more and so on. We were trying so hard to grow the ecosystem. And then we pivoted. We took our own advice. And then we decided, why not focus on the vital few? And yesterday, we will have 15, I believe, 15 circle multipliers when we started focusing. What did we do? We focus on the DNA carriers. We call it DNA carriers. Okay? These are the people who bleed the CEOInsight Asia DNA. And then on a regular basis, we just inject the DNA every circle meetings, every principles of scaling. And then you see what happened. Dun sa CEO meetup, around 100 people are asking to join. We had to put them on a wait list. And even right now in our CEO circles, once we injected that, we begin to attract more people. Then a lot of signups. I believe we have the largest signup. Yung iba, pasensya na talaga. Comizens and our company ata magjo-join. So sabi ko, we have to wait. Okay, ang birthing ng circles natin is every after month. So next month na kayo makaka-join ng circle. We have to say no so that we don't scale prematurely. Okay, and then we attracted others. Yeah. So the next event, we're organizing it. It's very exciting, the times ahead. Okay? So focus focus on one thing, your CEO. The most precious time, precious resource that you have is your time. So make sure that you use that time wisely on things that will bring you closer to your goal. Okay? So with that, this is my closing statement and then I'll open the floor for one. Oy, pasok ako ng 2 minutes. Okay. I'll open the floor. Siguro, Jill, pili ka na lang next one. Okay, but this is my closing quote. I would rather be the CEO of 5 ventures. So exceptional. It's a company that each of its customers cannot live without. Yung sobrang lima lang ang or tatlo, doesn't really matter. Tatlong company na kung saan sobrang exceptional nito, yung mga customers, mga clients nito, hindi nila kayang mabuhay nang wala yung company na to. Yan. Rather than having 50 companies, ang dami nga, na sobrang dysfunctional naman, sobrang palpak naman, sinusumpa ng mga customers niya. Diba? Kasi ganyan ang culture, paramihan, diba? Paramihan daw. Diyos ko, ang dami nga, puro palpak naman. Doon na lang ako sa 3, 4, diba? Pero sobrang solid naman, hindi mabubuhay yung mga customers without that. Okay? So that's what we want. Yes! So with that, ikaw ang mapalad daw, says of Sellers Hub, to share your insights and then we will formally close. Says, floor is yours. Ayan. Paki-unmute si Ses. Pwede siya mag-unmute. Nawala si Ses. Nawala. Okay. Si RD na lang. RD, ikaw. Sir. Closer.
Alright. Ako pala ang mapalad. Kailan na si Ses? Unmute na siya.
Okay. Ses, go. Going once. Going twice. Nasa labas daw siya. RD, ikaw na.
Yan, actually, ito yung isa sa favorite topic ko. And I could say, yung sinabi mo nun, Sir Pan, na na most startups die because of indigestion, not of starvation. That actually save us a lot of money. Kasi for some na kilala kami, parang ako kasi gusto ko talaga laging mabilis eh. Pero yun nga talaga yung papatay din sa atin sometimes. And ako, marami din ako natutunan by joining this. And that's one of my key takeaway from this. Napaka-iksi lang nung phrase na yun. But for me, sobrang laki nung naitulong nun for me. Yun lang.
Right. Sige. So Jill, close mo na. Ikaw naman ang host eh.
Close na talaga. Sir Pa, thank you so much. One point and main takeaway or key insight I gained from this principle of scaling is one-liner din to. Do less than obsess. So, upon hearing this one, parang ang dami pumasok sa isip ko, ang dami kong ginagawa na I think unnecessary, work-related. So, I'm now listing down parang short list ng mga bagay na yon, and I'd really like to work on obsessing about them in the next few days, weeks, and months and years.
Yeah.
Yun po. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much, everyone. So with that, we formally close the principles of scaling. Next week, we'll talk about examining. Yan. Sige. So with that, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day. Happy weekend, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.